Please welcome Kirsten, Dunst and Tobey Maguire. Hey, thank you for coming on. I've seen the new Spider-Man movie. I'm a big Spider-Man fan anyway. I don't want to freak you out here, but I know just about everything there is to know about Spider-Man, in particular the first 150 issues.
Wow.
After that, I get a bit fuzzy.
Right.
But I'm pretty good.
You know more than me.
I probably know more than both of you combined, and I'm proud of that fact. I've loved them all my life, but you don't have to know about them to be in the movies. But I'm thrilled because the film is so good. I mean, all three of them are great, but this is such a cracking film. And I saw it with my kids, and my little girl loves it. She loves the romance aspect of it. My little boy loved it. I loved it as well. We all went home very happy. So thank you very much indeed. You can go now.
Thank you.
Very much. Now, here's the thing, though. It seemed to take a long time between Spider-Man number 2 and Spider-Man number 3. I felt like I was waiting for far too long. Did it take longer to make than the other two, or was it just my imagination?
I had other movies to make.
So you were busy on other films?
We had to wait for her.
Was that really? Is that the case?
No.
No, it was a little less than 3 years between the release of 2 and 3, and we had to start fresh after we released the second one. So we had to, you know, come up with a story, write a script, pre-production, the effects, all that stuff, shoot it, edit it, put it out.
Yeah, but it did...
The boys had to get in shape.
Did you get out of shape? Because I saw some pictures of you looking quite portly.
Yeah.
It happens to us all, brother. I'm not casting any discretion.
Yeah, I kind of let it go there.
Yeah. What a nice feeling, though, eh?
It was good. It was good.
Because I remember the first film, because you were walking around with your shirt off the whole time, and I thought, here's a young man who's got in shape for a movie. Obviously, the part requires it, but you were proud as punch of your new physique.
Yeah, of course I was. You know, it took me like 7 months to get that.
Wow, it must have felt great.
It was great, and then it was equally as great eating all those donuts and cookies later.
Before we talk more about Spider-Man, and we will do, and unfortunately for you, I could speak about the film and the books all night long. Do you remember issue 99 when he wakes up and he's grown 4 extra arms?
That's not true.
It is true, in issue 99. And then in issue 100, he realises it was some sort of weird trick on his mind, and then 101 he meets Morbius, the living vampire. Anyway. Gil Kane?
I'm not buying it.
It's true!
Okay. I read the first 100 issues.
Well, that's 101.
You said 99, though.
You were too busy stuffing your face with donuts after you got to...
Good point.
99, he wakes up with 4 arms.
You got me.
I'm telling you, Maguire.
I believe you.
Yeah, you better.
Kirsten,
that's all I've got. OK, before we talk more about Spider-Man, though, you guys have been in the acting profession and in show business for an inordinately long time, longer than most people would think. How old were you both when you started in acting? What was your first professional acting job, Kirsten?
Oh, a Kick cereal commercial, probably.
About how old would you have been then?
4 or 5.
Wow. And you acted fairly solidly, didn't you, all through the youth there and in your teen
I did
years?
commercials when I was younger, and then I did Interview with the Vampire, which made me famous.
What? But that was a remarkable film. I don't know if you remember seeing Kirsten that. Obviously, that's her on the right there. On the left is a young Brad Pitt. But that was a remarkable performance.
Thanks.
You know, especially for a young
My best one.
actor. No, I don't think so necessarily. You've done some good... Oh, you were joking.
Self-deprecating.
Tobey's still trying to come back with the zinger about issue 99. Hey, Tobey, you were in a McDonald's advert, I believe.
I was.
But you are now a staunch vegetarian.
I am.
Were you a vegetarian at the time?
No.
Ah, I see. Was it doing the advert that turned you on to vegetarianism?
You might think it could be, but it was not the case.
Did you meet Hamburglar?
I have a Hamburglar action figure.
I loved Hamburglar.
In my kitchen, he's my favorite too.
Where is Hamburglar now?
I don't know.
I don't know. I never met him.
Yeah, I wasn't really asking you where he was. I didn't expect you to know.
I'm very literal. I'm very literal.
Hey, here's a film that you and I loved as well, and I think you made this after you first appeared in Spider-Man. Seabiscuit. I don't know if you saw Tobey in Seabiscuit, but it was a tremendous film. Was that after Spider-Man 2 or before Spider-Man 2 that you made that?
That was between Spider-Man 1 and 2.
Okay, and presumably there you had to lose even more weight, I would have thought.
I had to lose a lot of weight in that movie, yeah.
I didn't think I would enjoy that movie as much as I did because jockeyism, I'm not sure if it's that the correct phrase for being a jockey.
Never heard it before?
Yeah, it's not something that had excited me in the past, and yet when I saw it, I thought, I love this jockey action.
Yeah.
And I was quite hoping that the success of Seabiscuit would bring about a whole wave of jockey movies.
Yeah, didn't happen.
At the very least, I was hoping you would
I'm-
sign on for Seabiscuit 2.
I'm just curious about what you like about the jockey action.
Small men in caps, what's not to like? Did you actually learn to ride a horse at that level, at that kind of speed?
I did, yeah.
How do you do that? Do you actually go out and just learn it, or there is a training process that you go through?
Yeah, I worked with a Hall of Fame jockey, Chris McCarron, and I worked on this machine at home called the Equicizer, which is what jockeys use to rehab or to train.
So you actually have, so what, is it like a fake horse or something? Or?
Yeah, basically.
So you have a horse like in your front room?
Yeah, like a mechanical horse.
Wow, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it was
And
kind of cool.
can you do it while you're watching TV and stuff and other jobs, like getting your email and stuff, or do you have to focus on it?
It's pretty hard, so that would be a real lazy man's workout.
Wow. And do you still have your mechanical horse?
No, I got rid of my mechanical horse.
About the time the donuts were delivered?
It did coincide.
Would you recommend a mechanical horse to other people wishing to get in shape?
Not necessarily.
I have a running machine. I prefer the idea of a horse.
It's hard work. You might want to try it. How about a little variety? A little running, a little mechanical horse.
You say it's hard work, but you're sitting down, aren't you?
True.
How hard can it be? Surely the mechanical horse is doing most of the work.
It's not motorized.
Kirsten,
Yeah.
have you ever ridden a mechanical horse? Ever been remotely tempted?
No.
In between the movies, when you knew what I was up to, did he not say, hey, you won't believe what I've got in my front room? Come on over. Give it a go.
No, I didn't get that chance.
Okay. I think we've exhausted the mechanical horse for now. You got injured, didn't you, during the two movies? I think between Spidey 1 and 2, because I remember reading at the time, and I so loved the first movie and thought you both did such a sterling job.
Thank you.
And I was looking forward to number 2, and then I was reading that maybe you wouldn't be able to appear as Spider-Man again because you'd injured your back. Was that because of Spider-Man the movie? Was it because of Seabiscuit? Was it something else that happened?
Well, I had some back pain during Spider-Man 1 and through Seabiscuit, and it got kind of bad at the end of Seabiscuit. And so what I had to do is just change some things with my workouts and stretching routines.
Oh, but how would it have felt for you then? Because I know that Sam Raimi, I believe, was considering other actors because they had to get on with the movie. Did you not hear this, Kirsten? Is this a sensitive subject I'm touching on? I heard they were
I feel like
considering...
I'm on the therapist couch
Yeah.
right now.
We'll get you in a minute.
I'm ready. I'm not scared.
I've got a mechanical bull. But how did that feel? Because that must have been, I would have thought, a strange thing to hear, that maybe someone else is going to take over a role that you've made your own. I mean, there must have been a chance that they went ahead without you.
Well, it could have happened if I was unable to do it for whatever reason, then that would have happened. And I love working with these guys, Kirsten and the cast and Sam, so much that it would have been a little sad.
But fortunately, it didn't work out that way.
That's right.
How is it for you guys playing the romance scenes in that movie? Because I know that's part of the appeal, and you wouldn't think necessarily. I mean, I don't know whether that was what persuaded you guys to take on the roles in the first place, but it's a crucial part of the film, isn't it? It's as much about the relationship between you playing Peter Parker and you as Mary Jane as it is about the heroics, isn't it? Is that what attracted you?
Well, I wanted, from the very beginning, the fact that Sam Raimi was directing and Tobey was starring in it, and Tobey had been in like Ice Storm and Wonder Boys and these great independent films, and for a studio to hire somebody who wasn't like a huge star already really attracted me, and I read the scenes and I thought it was beautiful, and we auditioned in Berlin and it went really well, so.
Well, I think they're the best superhero movies ever made, and I don't say that, in a kind of silly way.
Batman's pretty good too.
Yeah,
though.
but it's not Patrick, because Batman, he's a millionaire who lives in a cave with a young boy.
I told-
There's a lot of things there. When you scratch the surface, there's a lot of things you want to
No,
ask
you're
questions
right.
about.
And Spider-Man's a tortured, melancholic superhero.
But they changed quite a bit from the comic books, where you worried about the fans, because fans are somewhat obsessive and protective of the characters they love.
Right.
And they made some fairly subtle and some not so subtle changes in the transition, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, I think the most controversial one that I can remember was the web shooters prior to the first movie, and would they be organic or would Peter make them?
Because in the comic books, he makes them, doesn't he?
He makes them, that's
and
right.
I know Sam thought, how's that going to happen? How's a kid going to... And he was essentially a young teen or a very young man, make something which, big companies couldn't make enough to make. So they had it come out of you organically.
That's right. Yeah, it didn't seem plausible. And also, my argument for that was, if he could do that, if he was that intelligent and scientifically minded, couldn't he be wealthy from that and not taking photos
Yes,
for...
you would need to do it.
Yeah.
Here's what's great in the new movie, and it genuinely is great. I mean, I think it's the best of the three, and they've all been good, is that it has not one but two villains this time out. Well, kind of, in a way, maybe even three in a borderline kind of way. And one of them's very early on. It's the Sandman, who, as you know, appeared first in issue number 4. And one...
Yes.
One comes much later on, after my realm of knowledge. Venom is a much later character. But during the course of the movie, are we giving too much away if we say that your character changes quite a lot as well?
No, that's okay to say.
What happens to Peter Parker in the film?
Well, first in the beginning of the film, the public is giving him a lot of attention and praise, and he's kind of basking in the glory of being Spider-Man. And that creates kind of like an arrogance and self-importance for him. And that starts to create conflict in his relationship with Mary Jane. And then later, when the black suit has an effect on him and he finds out some information that makes him very angry and he has a real desire for revenge, the black suit intensifies those feelings and he gets a little bit meaner and, you know, and at the same time he's kind of very confident and you know.
He's got a swagger about him.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a dance routine.
That's right.
The people I was with, some of the girls I was with, they preferred you as the darker character. They thought you were kind of sexy.
Really?
Yes.
The eyeliner.
Yeah. Were you wearing eyeliner?
It's natural. It came out naturally as I became dark.
Did you like him that way though? Did you prefer him when he was?
I like the real Spider-Man.
You have to say that. My wife and my daughter both fancied you.
Really?
Yeah, and that's a horrible thought for me. I don't mean in a bad way. You can have the daughter. Well, you can't have her, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
Not both.
Yeah. Right.
Leave me something.
How old is your daughter?
Never mind how old she is. Too young for Spider-Man. It's kind of odd because you get to do, obviously the film is Spider-Man, you're the lead character in the film and you're the secondary character, I guess, you're pretty much, but you get to do a lot of stunts as well. Yeah. How many of them do you do yourself and how much of it is CGI these days?
Well, there's a lot of CGI. I couldn't give you a percentage exactly, but you know, I do some of the stunts. There's a whole stunt team and different stuntmen who specialize in different types of stunts, and then of course the computer animation.
And what do you see when you're shooting? Say because you spend a lot of the time either hanging from things or being dropped from things.
Right.
While
I do get to throw a cinder block in this one.
Yes, and thank goodness for that, because I was a bit
Thank
worried
God.
about what was going to happen then.
Yes.
But would you like to do a bit more of the action yourself?
No, it's okay. I'd leave it to the boys in spandex.
Because Spider-Man 3, it opens here on May the 4th. It's going to be the premiere, rather unusually, the premiere was in Tokyo, I believe, wasn't it?
Yeah, the world premiere, yeah.
Did you enjoy Tokyo?
Oh, I love Tokyo.
Have you been there before?
I have, but I went a little early so I could go to Kyoto and see the temples.
How nice. I've never been to Kyoto.
So, oh, you have to go. It's so beautiful there.
Tobey, have you been to Tokyo in the past?
Yeah, this was my, I think, 6th time over there.
What?
Yeah.
Why have you been so often?
Promoting movies.
Do you enjoy the promoting part of it?
I love traveling, and you know, I love the movies. So it's.
So have you ever had to promote a movie that you really didn't care for much, but you still had to go and talk about it? How do you cope with that? What do you do then?
You just fake it.
Which film was that, Kirsten? Hey, how lovely to meet you both. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I love seeing your work. Join me in saying thank you to Tobey Maguire and Kirsten Dunst. Thank you. Great.
Thanks a lot.
I made a documentary with Wayne years ago. Yeah, I was out there with. Hey, lovely. Thank you so much. Tobey Maguire and Kirsten Dunst, ladies and gentlemen.